hello dear fans of esports and gaming TV.
I'm very well, thanks. How are you?
I'm very fine and I'm pretty glad to see you here. Well, yesterday we had Oz in the open bracket of Interviu Masters. How was his matches?
Well, the matches I saw was the second one, which he lost, unfortunately, to the player called Targa. I think that's a Norwegian Zerg player. Before that, he has beat the first opponent in the round of 16, sorry, 2-0. But I think he became a bit stressed from the environment here. You know, it's quite different coming to Europe for the first time and playing in this exhibition, Gamescom, which is very noisy, a lot of people around you. And it adds another element to the game, I'd say. So he failed to qualify into the regular group play. He lost in the open bracket, which is sad as he's the only StarCraft 2 player here, unfortunately. But I mean, it's more events around the corner. Obviously, this is only one of many events. I think this is obviously the start of IEM Season 7. So I'm sure we're gonna see more from him and also the other StarCraft 2 players of Fnatic.
As far as I know, you got a pretty good StarCraft 2 team. You got Moon, you got Nighthand, you got a few weeks ago you added a new European player next to Silvio Nighthand. How is he doing in the new StarCraft 2 team of Fnatic?
You talking about the new player? Nama, I think he's doing well. I mean, we were really lucky signing him just a few days before WCS Nordic finals, I guess you call it, where he managed to beat all the Finnish opponents and qualified for the European finals, which is going to happen later in September. Besides that, I'm lucky to have, really lucky to have such a guy in the group, young player. He had some success early on, winning DreamHack back in 2010, I believe. And yeah, adding some more European faces to our pretty predominated Korean lineup. We have Nighthand now, we have Harstem, and we have Nama. So yeah, we're gonna work around these guys and potentially look into more players even. But then again, having 10 players in the team or even more like we have now, including the academy, I mean, it's getting hard for them to compete internally as well because they want to go to all the events. But yeah, it's a competitive world, I guess. Looking forward to see them at DreamHack Bucharest, DreamHack Valencia, the European players. And personally, I will go to Korea in next month and meet up with the guys there. We have Alive, we have Rain, Buell, Moon, you mentioned, us as well. It's just a really big family in Fnatic right now. I think we have over 30 players, so it's a lot of names. I probably even forgot a couple of names, sorry about that.
There's no problem. How the things are going for Fnatic Red Call, the League of Legends team today at the European finals?
Thanks. I think it went really good, like the perfect start you can ever imagine. Obviously winning 2-0 is great. Tough game initially. I think it was very, very close into the very last battle in kills and even money and all that. I don't know the game that much, but as far as I can say, it was a really tight game. The first game, best of 3. But they managed to win that and they gained confidence. They're going into the second map against Cursed and yeah, simply, ran over them, winning easily this time around. Qualified to the semi-finals, meeting Moscow 5, a really tough opponent. If we win there, we are in the grand finals here, which would be amazing. I think the guys really, they deserve it. Sorry, my English. They deserve it a lot because they have been in some kind of slump recently. I guess not the performances we are used to. I mean, they are the reigning champions of season. I mean, they come from season 1 and won that. So they've been great for us. Really good guys to have around. Looking forward to see them playing here on Saturday, I believe.
Yeah, the final will be on Saturday. Recently, you quitted Counter-Strike after the Interviu Masters finals of season 6. What are your attributes now in Fnatic, in management of Fnatic? What are you doing there now?
Really hard to tell, really. People ask me this question, and I can simply say one day I sit and deal with sponsorship, trying to gain sponsors so we can send all the players around the world. And another day, like today, I was taking some photos of the League of Legends team, so it's kind of a new world to me. But you know, I feel like a big part of the Fnatic family, as I've been around since 2006 and been in the Counter-Strike team pretty much all to the end. At least I was the last player from the core group of me, Force and DSN that stayed on the team even into 2012 now. And it's sad to depart from Counter-Strike. It's a big part of my heart and a big part of my life, obviously, because I played for 12 years. But I'm also happy to bring in new talent to the team, and they are the future of Fnatic, and I try to just help them as much as I can. Besides that, yeah, traveling around to meeting up with the players, going to those exhibitions, doing a bit of media like we do now, product development, even t-shirt development. I do a little bit of everything. It's so much to do in gaming, it's so many opportunities, so much to do. I'm just getting crazy about thinking about it.
Talking about the new game from Valve, the Counter-Strike Global Offensive, did you have the chance to play it? Do you have any I don't know, let's say positive things about it, negative things?
Well, obviously I'm a positive person. We start there. Graphic-wise, looks really cool, and also the fact that now you can simply download the game by going on Steam. You could do that in Counter-Strike, but like thinking about back in the days, it was kind of tough to play Counter-Strike. You need to download Half-Life, you need to get Counter-Strike, download as a mod, installing that. It was also a problem right there. I mean, I have friends that aren't the brightest persons when it comes to computers, and I need to help them a lot, which they appreciate. What I'm trying to say is that Counter-Strike now, Counter-Strike Go, it has the option to just download the game, it updates all the files. Counter-Strike, yes, it did that as well, but they stopped updating it. But now you have that opportunity with CSGO. You get on the game, you put into your settings, and you press like play, and you get automated against, I mean, you get into a game which you want to play. If you want to play diffuse mode, you want to play escape, I don't know which all the games they have, but you see what I mean. It matches your skill towards your opponent. It's a bit like StarCraft 2, I guess. You go into the game, you choose your race, you choose your mode, and you play. This is simple. This is simple for new users. This is how you can attract new users. In that sense, it's good. To speak about the bad things, I guess it's the maps, the movement, and a little bit of the aim. But I guess we sometimes need to just forget about the engine, how it worked in Half-Life, how it worked in Counter-Strike. You cannot simply replicate that into a new game. There are some boundaries you need to work in, and I think Valve, among all the people, they know what they're doing. I think they know what they're doing. Patches needs to happen before we have a game ready to be played. I know a few teams has made the switch already. We at Fnatic are not ready to do that yet. We consider ourselves as an FPS team, which can play Counter-Strike, we can play Counter-Strike Go, we can play Counter-Strike Online even if we go to China next month, which we're looking into, K1. But yeah, the future is probably CSGO. I don't see any competitor to CSGO, but I would like to see some changes, of course. But I think they reached a certain amount of success recently with the new patches.
Counter-Strike 1.6 was already an old game. It has, I don't know, like 12 years. Now, because you are more into the behind the scenes of esports, you know more of the marketing people, you know more of the sales people. What do you think about Dota 2 and the League of Legends in the esports world? Do you think that Dota 2 will have the same impact that League of Legends had in the esports world?
I do think so, because I think like all the games that kind of allows you to communicate with your teammate, you win as a team, you lose as a team, strategies, communication, you talk to each other. Also what I like to see in those games, particularly StarCraft 2 though, I don't see a lot of rivalries. I think that's why Counter-Strike stayed along for some time. You see constellation of teams, they never ever left each other. At one point it did, like Fnatic broke up in 2011, and the community just go crazy, and stuff happens, right? In StarCraft 2 it feels like everybody's hugging each other, but they're still benefiting from a very stream-friendly game, which is easy to follow even if you don't know clearly all the units. You can buy great casters, by the way. We don't have that in Counter-Strike really. But I see some of the games a little bit more like the poker industry. It's a bit entertaining. I think some of them lack a bit of the sport element. I'm not taking anything away from them, because maybe this is the future of esports. That's fine. We just change the definition. But I would like to just address the players out there. They should be very open-minded in media. Just talk what they think about the teams, not be that just hugging everybody, everything is fine, and they're talking shit about each other around the back. Because in the end of the day, people like to see rivalries, people like to see upsets, people like to see people getting crazy about the game, shouting to your opponent. That's the stuff that goes well on TV, and that's the way to go forward, I see. Obviously stream is great, but yeah, stream is like TV these days, so you can shout in stream as well if you want that.
Skipping straight to Counter-Strike, because you were a great Counter-Strike player and I know that you have a great community of fans in Romania. You can tell them some advices that I don't know, some newcomers in, I don't know, let's say not Counter-Strike 1.6 but in Counter-Strike Global Offensive, they should take it in consideration.
Right. I think a lot of people still come to me on Facebook or whatever and they ask me like, do you think there is a future in Counter-Strike 1.6? I'm sorry to say I don't think it's a long future there, but if you love the game, you love the game, right? So I think you should just pursue that. I think if you go and ask the majority of top players in Counter-Strike 1.6, did you plan to become a pro gamer? 5% of them, 10% of them might say yes, I really wanted to become a pro gamer. For me and many others, it just happened, not overnight necessarily, but you became the player you were, you got the skill you got from loving the game. You just play the game, try to have as much fun as possible. If this is the right path in your life, it's gonna work out. But of course, it requires you to also have a great computer to play at. You need to have great equipment, and you need to be able to set up the game properly and just play it. But in the end of the day, respect your teammates. It's a team game. Learn from others, learn them about stuff you think they should learn from, and have fun. Simple as that, really. I mean, ask Messi, ask Ronaldinho. Do you think they still like to play football? I think they do.
Thank you for your advice. As I know from you, your team Fnatic will be in Bucharest for a DreamHack event. You'll be there too?
Might, I'm not sure.
Okay, so if you want to meet cArn in Bucharest, there is a big chance for seeing him there. Any last shoutouts for the Romanian fans and also for Nighten fans, because Nighten is a Fnatic and he has a lot of fans in Romania.
And he has an awesome voice as well. I love Silvio for that. Well, hi to you. I haven't met that many of you. I think I met TEG a couple of times, and they were kind of strong opponents to play against. I particularly remember WCG 2009 in China. We played him, yeah, Delegates, TEG. And we played him in China. It was a tough game. I think they won the first map against us, and they were shouting at us. And we were the team of the year this year around, and we were kind of confident. We knew eventually we were gonna win. We just need to shape up. And I think we're playing Nuke. It was a pretty tough game. They have good players. Like I remember Perry, Monster was another player. That was probably back in the days. I played those guys forever. But anyway, we lost the first map, and then we went to the second map. First map they shouted at us. They like screaming at us how bad we were. And in the second map, it became a bit obvious that when they started to lose, they started to shout at each other. They lost the fun of it. They lost the touch of it. That's a good memory for me, considering Romanian gamers. But besides that, nice to meet you all. I'm Patrik cArn Sättermon. You find me, visit my Twitter, cArnCS, or Facebook cArnCS as well. Bye. Fnatic loves esports.